Indiana's two senators took different positions on Joe Biden's nominee for Director of National Intelligence. Todd Young voted for Avril Haines. Mike Braun was one of only 10 senators who said no. Young and Braun are both deemed conservatives, but you can't say they're cut from the same cloth, not at all. Jeff Newmeyer is live with more on a tale of two senators tonight. Jeff.
Yeah, Brian, Indiana's junior senator Mike Braun says he voted against Haines in part because he thinks she will push America to re-enter the Iran nuclear deal, and he doesn't want that. Haines says that we are a long way, actually, from that happening. Braun and the state's senior senator, Todd Young, have different priorities and different styles. Braun was one of President Trump's most outspoken supporters and initially was among a small number of senators who objected to Joe Biden's Electoral College victory, raising questions about vote counting fraud, which was never substantiated. Braun ultimately changed his stance on the Electoral College issue following the storming of the U.S. Capitol building by Trump backers. Young vehemently argued with those same Trump allies outside the Capitol building, saying to overturn Biden's win would go against everything the Constitution stands for. Andy Downs says Braun is comfortable appearing on the network talk shows and being confrontational. He says Young more quietly crusades for affordable housing and things not so controversial.
Modernizing education, no real clear lines there. And that begins to suggest he's someone who may not vote in a pure party line fashion. It also suggests that he's somebody who's going to be able to find the person on the other side of the aisle, to work with that person to get something done.
If you had them both sit down and write, their top 10 policy positions and describe them, you'd probably have at least 9 out of 10 being identical, exactly the same. But, again, I think it's more of a style over substance than anything.
Now, one organization that scored how regularly U.S. senators supported President Trump policies, Braun did so 91% of the time in that ranking. Young's tally was 82% of the time. And Young clearly was not the Trump cheerleader that Braun was. But Braun would not agree with the notion that he's unable to work across the aisle to get things done. He argues he's been a big advocate of health care reform and working on climate change initiatives, things that many Democrats actually embrace. We'll see how, if at all, he will work with Democrats on those or other issues in this next 2-year cycle on Capitol Hill that we're now beginning.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there in the upper chamber. Jeff, thank you.